Hey, everybody, welcome to Texas Three Step, the best podcast on the planet. Tyler, what we got going on today?
Are you out of your damn minds? The best podcast, us.
Hey, our 10
With
listeners
10
would
followers?
agree. Joe Rogan's got nothing on us.
We're probably down to 9 after taking the week off.
After our hiatus.
If y'all are wondering what we're doing, we're storming Area 51. We were fighting sharks. I don't know. Use your imagination.
We were filming Sharknado 17.
We had to get some money somehow because the podcast makes no money, obviously.
Yes.
Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast.
Anyways, we're back to talking sports after a week off, and we're gonna start with NFL, right, boys?
That's right.
Hell, boys, let's talk about the Cowboys and how they
great
are
transition.
not them boys.
Nice segue.
Great segue. Where to start? There were so many terrible things from that last game.
It happened. That's where it started.
They are a crap show inside of a dumpster fire, inside of
Mike McCarthy.
Train wreck.
Inside of a train wreck, inside of a Taco Bell bathroom. That's how shitty they are.
Yeah. And I was about to make an Odell joke, but I wasn't going to do that. But anyways, too soon. Yeah, poor Odell.
All right, hey, he got to play against the Cowboys. That's all that matters.
Man, he's having a rough year.
Yeah, and we're not laughing at Odell. We're just laughing at this terrible year because it just keeps getting worse, obviously.
We're laughing at 2020.
Yeah. Before we get to the Cowboys, just like the Odell stuff, imagine coming in for one play to have Baker throw a pick. You tear your ACL trying to make a play, and then Baker proceeds to go like 20 for 23 through 3 quarters and throw like 4 touchdowns without you. How freaking disrespectful. All right, drop the F-bomb. Like,
Tyler's going to get us blacklisted.
Yep, blacklisted.
If only people actually listen.
Yeah, nobody.
Blacklisted.
Yeah, we've already been blacklisted.
Poor Odell.
Tyler's Twitter has been flagged for using Africa.
Yeah, it's been suspended twice. Once for following too many people, and twice for ripping off Africa by Toto. I don't know how that happened. And honestly,
file a civil suit against you.
You know, when you said Africa, I thought that was going to go a whole different way.
No, Africa by Toto. I don't think anyone expected it to go that way.
That's why I said it that way too, just to mislead everyone.
Jesus.
Yeah, but let's get back on tap. We're talking about the Cowboys. Where do we start with that disaster on Sunday?
Dak Prescott was covering up a ridiculous amount of holes in this team.
Yeah, that's a great point right off the bat.
If they had Dak,
their offense has been
maybe. I don't even know, man. I don't know if anybody's ever seen a drop off like this before. Like with just by losing your quarterback that bad, like that's insane, dude. That they can't even there's no offense whatsoever.
How much is it a drop off, and how much of it is Andy Dalton's fault? Would y'all say?
I don't necessarily think it's Andy Dalton's fault. I think that he's an average quarterback, and I think that he would be an average quarterback anywhere he'd go. I think that Dak Prescott, we were even undervaluing how good he is, and that he's literally the only thing that could keep that offense afloat, just like Romo was for all those years. It all crumbles once you lose the quarterback in Dallas that's been rescuing their asses forever. It all just starts crumbling down. Yep. They lucked into Romo, they lucked into Dak, and now they're going to go 2-14, and they're going to screw it up by drafting another young QB somewhere and letting Dak walk.
I don't think getting Justin Fields is a screw up. I don't think they should move on from Dak, but I still think Justin Fields is a can't miss guy.
I don't disagree with you there. And that's not the argument that I'm making. It's not against Justin Fields, it's not against Trevor Lawrence. It's more.
They won't get Trevor Lawrence, though.
Yeah, no, Trevor Lawrence is going to win.
Jets,
because the Jets aren't winning the game. but
I don't know if they play the Cowboys. It might be close.
Wait, do they play the Cowboys this year?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think they do. But that would be
the Jets beat the Cowboys last year.
Awful game.
They did. Darnold went off. But no, I think it's more along the line that this I have such distrust for this front office and how they manage literally anything, that I think that you need a guy that has already been through the ringer with this team and knows exactly all their flaws and can fight out of the flaws and keep them focused, which obviously they have a problem staying focused too. And it's just, I don't know, bringing a young quarterback in that situation, they would have to have a complete overhaul, I believe, for that to be able to work.
Yeah, I don't think getting a quarterback would be the right option. I think they need to get someone on defense. Somebody
okay, Tyler.
At least rush the passer or stop someone.
This if they draft Justin Fields at second overall, this is what they would do. They would take Fields at second, and then they would trade Dak. I think Dak is worth probably, for sure, a first round pick. Depending on
he's worth multiple first round picks. He's worth 2 first round picks and at least like a third or something.
But his value has gone down.
Yeah,
the injury.
Yeah, I he's only going to be on a.
I don't think he's going to get 2.
He's only going to be on a 1 year deal.
A number one QB or just a starting QB in the NFL alone is worth 1. And it's if a quarterback that has the potential as Dak, somebody's going to give two first rounders for him. There's going to be.
I don't think so, because I honestly think there's a lot of good QBs coming out in this draft. Wouldn't you rather draft a young QB that you can mold instead of Dak, who is coming off an injury?
If you were the Patriots, why would you
Dak
do that?
is an elite quarterback and he's 27.
Yeah, exactly. Dak's still young. Bill's old. If he wants to win more Super Bowls and wants to do it without Tom, I mean, that would be the greatest thing for him. It would be a perfect situation.
I mean, technically, they chose the QB that came off injury over the young guy, and you see how that's playing out right now.
I mean, Cam was doing okay for a little bit, but I mean, yeah, Cam definitely. I mean, there's a reason that he was still available, and so.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we'll talk about Cam and the Patriots in a second. But getting back to the Cowboys, the front office is a problem. Obviously, you got to figure out who's going to be the QB for the next year, but it's I feel like there's so many other pieces they need to get fixed. What about Zeke right now? Do you feel confident as Zeke?
I haven't felt confident in Zeke in 3 years. I thought he's been one of the most overrated players in the NFL for quite a long time now. And I mean, honestly, yards per carry, he's not good in yards per carry. He's great in yards, total yards.
Yeah, because that doesn't mean anything. Massive workload.
He's not efficient. He's not efficient. He was 17th in yards per carry last year out of qualified running backs. The year before, I think he barely cracked the top 10. I mean, he's not an elite guy. He's elite because of volume. That's it. That's elite with quotation marks. And I mean, now he's developed a fumbling problem out of nowhere. And I mean, granted, he didn't fumble this last game, but he still didn't do anything.
And it's amazing how much everything's falling apart around the Cowboys. Would you guys look to move Zeke or continue?
They can't.
Nobody's going to take.
Nobody wants that contract.
Nobody's going to take.
Nobody wants that contract.
He only has 1 year left after this year, though, and then they can cut him.
Yeah, I think I don't think they re-sign him. I think he's gone after that. I mean, honestly, I think. Oh, man, I don't know. I can't even say the argument about the O-line anymore for a guy like Pollard back there. Pollard hasn't.
Pollard's been pretty bad.
They've been killed by injuries on the line, though, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, and
you can't blame them for that, especially in the COVID year when you're dealing with less practices than a normal year. You can't blame these guys that get plugged in and have to play.
Here's the thing,
can't blame them for stuff.
Dak dealt with those same injuries on the O-line. Dak's played with not even a fraction of his O-line the entire season, and he's still putting up those numbers
every game now.
Yeah, but he also didn't have Tyron Smith. He didn't have he lost Travis Frederick in the offseason.
Dak had Joe Looney.
Yeah, Joe Looney got hurt.
I think he had Joe Looney for most of the time.
For 3 of those games, I believe he was starting 2 undrafted players on his offensive line, and he was still putting up those numbers and almost winning all those games.
Yeah, so there is probably a little bit of blame to put on Andy Dalton. Just a little.
Yeah, I mean, I think his internal clock is terrible.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because he played for the Bengals.
Yeah, you think he'd be used to being like, oh, crap, I got to chunk the ball up.
But he's also been practicing against the Cowboys defense.
But man, you could tell
that's a really good point.
You could tell though when he went down with that injury, when he got the concussion off that dirty hit, none of the players even gathered around him or anything. You saw the way they reacted around Dak. Like, oh man, that was pretty. It would have been sad
over if that happened to Dak.
Oh yeah. See, they didn't even care. Andy Dalton basically looked like he died on the field, and none of the players even cared.
I mean, he basically did.
Yeah.
Golly. That hit was so dangerous.
That guy's not getting suspended.
What the hell are we doing?
Not getting suspended.
He's not getting suspended. Literally bounced Andy Dalton's head off the freaking ground. This is ridiculous. Yeah. What are we doing out here? But NFL just continues to be questionable when they're trying to suspend or not suspend people.
Yeah, exactly. Suspended for nothing. Yeah. And that guy is on. That guy did something dirty in a game against the rules and won't get anything.
I mean, he tried to murder a man.
Yeah, if this was college, he'd at least be suspended for the first half of the next game. Yeah. Right? He's not even getting that. Is he going to even get fined or anything?
No, I don't even think he got fined. I'm not sure about that 100%, but I didn't see anything today.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about it either.
It's like Roger Goodell and the NFL saw the Cowboys not like trying to help Andy Dalton out, and they're like, "Yeah, we feel same. We don't respect him either."
Well, it looks like they're coming in to play the Eagles with Ben DiNucci starting, so it's gonna just get worse.
I roasted that pick.
Yeah, who the hell is Ben DiNucci?
Some pet project of Mike McCarthy.
They wasted a 7th round pick on him.
Here's my hot take.
Happy about that 7th round pick.
This might be Mike McCarthy's only season with the Cowboys.
Wouldn't that be wild?
Dude, I think it is. I honestly think it might be though, because the whole team has completely quit on him. A brand new coach, and they quit on him within how many games has been played? 7.
Yeah.
Within 7 games, they're already completely done with him. Like you could tell with the players' energy, they don't have any focus. You have the players coming out and talking crap about him in the media, and dude, it's getting ugly in Dallas.
Yeah, it is. And the crazy thing is, it's so ugly, and they're still within 1 game of first.
Oh my god! I know.
It's so funny. They're self-destructing, and still they can make the playoffs. This is such a weird year.
I swear to God, though, it would be the most Cowboys thing ever for them to make the playoffs in a year where they go like 6-10 or 5-11 and rob themselves of a top 10 pick.
Oh, absolutely. That's the Jason Garrett way.
Yeah. I mean, Mike McCarthy, basically, to me, he's kind of a Jason Garrett clone. And I thought it was like what Cody said earlier. It was a safe pick. It was a safe choice. They interviewed one coach and they hired him.
I thought
one man.
No, they interviewed.
Yeah, that's never smart.
Who? Marvin. What was Marvin Lewis?
Yeah, Marvin Jones. But that was because of the Rooney rule.
Marvin Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, that was because it's called the Rooney rule, right? Yeah, that's the only reason they did it.
So they weren't probably considering him, which is too bad.
My hope is that the Cowboys will clear house with their coaching staff and hire Eric Bieniemy as their head coach, who's Alabama's offensive coordinator.
Sarkisian. I don't think you want Sarkisian as.
Yeah, I don't think I would want that either. I mean,
as your offensive coordinator, maybe
hire Sarkisian as your offensive coordinator.
I don't know if you want him to jump to the NFL.
He'd be your offensive coordinator.
I don't know about that one.
And Wade Phillips.
I don't know. Sarkisian is a great offensive mind, but he's had a lot of problems, I guess, technically off the field because he's a coach too.
Here's the thing,
so
man.
I don't know if that'd be the best environment for him.
Well, you can let Bieniemy hire whoever he wants, but he's going to be the main guy calling plays. He's going to be the head coach and offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's true.
You want Wade Phillips as your defensive coordinator.
So you probably wouldn't bring in Sark if he's going to be the offensive coordinator. you'd probably bring in someone who can defer like that.
Yeah, I just want someone who on the defensive side that can get the most out of some of these players. There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams with not very much talent on the defensive side of the ball that still don't look this bad. I mean, they're on pace to break the most points scored in NFL history.
They gave up over 30 points to the football team.
I mean, we were talking about the Jets. I mean, this Cowboys team in the last 20 games, the Jets are 7-13. Guess what the Cowboys record in the last 20 games is?
What?
7-13.
You're joking.
Nope.
The Jets had a better record games coming into the season. Their last 13 games than the Cowboys. Because the Jets are over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just shows what's going on in Dallas.
Let's jump over and talk
terrible.
about what's going on in New England with Cam Newton.
Yeah, another dumpster fire. I think New England's kind of in the same position a little bit like the Cowboys. They're having QB questions. Defensively, they've played pretty terrible. It's just, I think Bill's definitely regretting a lot of things. I think one thing is he's regretting letting Tom
go.
I mean, Jesus, Tom threw 5 touchdowns. What is he, 42
now? 42 now. He's acting like he can play till he's 50. He looked damn good on Sunday. No, he's got every weapon he could possibly ask for. And they're adding Antonio Brown. But still, he was making some throws. I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know Tom still had that.
Hey, he just had those few games to get his arm warmed up.
I guess. Probably the same with Drew. Drew's starting to get a little bit better,
It's like one of those old clocks, you know? You just got to get the gears right.
Yeah. Drew's never going to get Michael Thomas back.
Yeah, I probably won't.
Yeah, I'm very glad I didn't accept that trade, Cody. Yeah. Or it got revoked.
Vetoed.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Cam real quick. I think
I got the stats for that first half right here.
Yeah, I don't even think you need the stats. We know it's just garbage.
4 for 8, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he was down 23-3 going in the halftime.
Against who?
Yeah, the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know what happened. Like the first couple games he looked good, and then he got COVID, and like all of a sudden he looks like a completely different player. Like some of the analysts out there are saying like he's lost his mojo, but like what I'm seeing from him is he looks like he's but it's not really a mojo thing.
Tyler is so confused. I'm glad Quentin got that one.
Oh, good God, Cody. Keep going, Tyler.
No, I got it. It was just like you. Never mind. You kind of jumped in there like Q likes to jump.
You poor thing.
So like I only heard bastard. But what I was gonna say is, it's not that Cam's lost his mojo. It's just like what I've seen from him is he looks like antsy in the pocket. Like his footwork looks absolutely terrible. Every throw he's making, he's like throwing off his back foot, or he's overstepping in the wrong direction. It's just he looks like he's missed a lot of reps. And then at the same time, like I think he's starting to maybe doubt himself a little bit. Not necessarily like he lost his mojo, but he's doubting like, oh, I can make these throws like I used to.
Here's the thing. I never thought Cam ever had any mojo. If you look at the way he dresses like Scooby-Doo when he hops on the plane in the Scooby-Doo movie.
Accurate. That's what it was. I was literally watching. I saw the picture. I was just like, what does he look like?
He looks like a guy that calls
I said that too. I think for my tweet, I said he looks like he drinks tea with his pinky out. But I think all those could be correct.
Hey, if you're not drinking tea with your pinky out, you're just
exactly. But yeah, Cam, I feel bad because like I feel like he's a good dude and he works hard and he became the captain for the Patriots just after coming in. But it's just like, and you root for him to do well, but he's not a good QB right
really
now.
Ever been outside of that MVP year? I don't think he's really ever been a great QB.
I mean, honestly, if you look at like things that like efficiency rating type things, he's never really been good, even in the MVP year.
Just rushing the ball has been.
Yeah, I mean, He was able to keep him so off balance when he was able to do that stuff
he's
so
taken
well. He still does it pretty decent, but
he doesn't really run it as much.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He just takes too much of a beating. He's not. He was never elusive enough to not to shake those defenders to keep them from getting really hard hits on him, and that's what really wore him down.
And I think because of his running ability, because he's put so much dependence on that, I think it's let some of his other skills slip.
Mm-hmm.
Skills like I said, his footwork, but he needs to probably study film a little bit more because some of these throws, he's forcing them in there. His clock is a little late too. He's kind of like Andy Dalton. There's a lot of things where when you're a great athlete, it kind of overcompensates for everything. And then you eventually get to a point where you hit a wall and all the undervalued areas of your skill set start to show, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what we're seeing is he's hitting a wall and all the weaknesses in this game are completely getting shown. Now, are they so weak that you want to put in Jared Stidham over him?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
But I do think that if whoever has the number 2 pick, I think they're going to get a phone call from the Patriots on draft day.
You think so?
Or it could be Dak going there.
It's been Bill Belichick's had this dynasty for 20 years, and they really have not made an attempt to draft early.
I think they're going to have a top 10
I think
pick
that it
this
might
year.
be more likely.
They could. Are they really in the bottom of the AFC East right now?
They only have 2 wins.
I think it's way more likely that they would trade for somebody that's more on the level. Honestly, they'd go for a Dak Prescott.
Yeah, if the Cowboys have
I really do think they
number
would.
2 pick, I think a trade's happening between them and the Patriots. Or the Bears.
Yeah.
There's two teams I think Dak would fit well on it. That's the Patriots and the Bears. And
I would take him on the Patriots. I think
I'd be a Patriots fan with you because I'm tired of this organization.
Welcome abroad. I think Patriots will try this Cam Newton experiment probably for the rest of the season, unless he gets extremely bad. But
I could see him jumping.
They're going to look for someone else after the season, unless he does well all of a sudden. But I
think they could jump to Stidham. Maybe the last few games of the season if Cam's doing horrible, just to see if there's anything there with him getting the starter reps and all that.
Nah, they'll go pull in Fitzmagic over there.
Well, they'd have to trade
for him. New England.
Sure.
Yeah.
Trade Cam for Fitz. Sounds good to me. Miami gets a running back and we get a QB for right now. Good. I think that's really, although the Patriots have a lot of concerns on defense, I think next year it's not going to be a concern because the reason why their defense is so bad is because half the defensive starters opted out. So I think they're fine going forward. They just need a QB. So maybe they trade for Dak. Who knows? That'll be a storyline we'll have to look at throughout the year.
Quinn and I will riot if Dak if the Cowboys get rid of Dak.
I think
watch the Cowboys be like, okay, we'll give you Dak, but we want Cam, and then we want a 7th round pick.
No,
the Patriots will have just gotten the best freaking deal they'll have gotten in their entire lives, other than Tom Brady.
It's kind of just I'm asking myself each week, how much worse can the Cowboys get at anything? It's they're finding.
You're talking about the team that picked Taco Charlton over T.J. Watt.
Quinn and I were texting each other when they made that pick, talking about how horrible it was and why they didn't go with T.J.
Can we talk about T.J. Watt and his team real quick?
Hey, man, Steelers are good.
Steelers are really good. There was a play last a couple days ago. But basically, Derrick Henry ran straight up the middle on the goal line, and I think it was T.J. Watt and someone else literally just drilled him. I think that's the first time I've actually seen Derrick Henry get hit hard. I don't know what they're drinking over there in Pittsburgh. I don't know what it is, but that defense is crazy.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, they've just gotten better over the last couple of years, though.
This defense is freakish. Some of the guys they have on.
Here's the thing, man. The only thing they were missing was having Big Ben back. That was it. from being this team last year. They could have been this team last year if Ben wasn't hurt. They were literally just a QB away. And Ben has his flaws, and sometimes he'll throw ducks out there and he'll throw some terrible passes. He's always done that, but he does enough to win games, and that's all he needed.
Yeah, with that defense, he really doesn't have to do much.
Yeah, exactly.
He can throw as many ducks as he wants because that defense is going to score for you.
Yeah, this is like the same caliber defense he had when he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What, his second year?
Ben has two.
Or was it his rookie year?
Yeah.
When was the last time he was in one?
So
it's
been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Obviously, because of the Patriots. But do you think this? First of all, do you think the Steelers are the best in the AFC? And then, do you think they can win a Super Bowl with this team this year?
Yes.
Do you still think Chiefs are
I
first?
think the Chiefs have some problems.
They have Pat Mahomes.
But Pat Mahomes, I think Pat Mahomes in crunch time really will always find a way to win the game. It's just, I don't know. I think if anybody's going to give them this money, they're giving their money's worth. It's probably going to be the Steelers.
The Steelers have the elite defense to try to stop Pat Mahomes, and I think their offense will match up well against the Chiefs defense.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Titans are good.
Yeah,
that was a good game, but and I mean, Ravens are okay.
I think it's a pretty clear-cut top 4 teams.
They've kind of flown under the radar, it seems like.
Yeah,
it seems like the Ravens have been forgotten. Probably because just last year everyone was all over Lamar Jackson. They kind of got out of their system, and now it's just like, oh, let's talk about other teams, I guess. Let's keep talking about Mahomes. I think ESPN just switched we need to be talking about Mahomes a lot more.
Yeah.
Let's calm down.
We need to appreciate this once-in-a-generation guy.
Mahomes is rating his gold too.
Yeah, he is. But they were going all over Lamar
Mahomes isn't like
last year.
Mike Trout, where he has no personality.
Yeah, exactly. I think Lamar is kind of boring.
But
they both have
Lamar's
funny voices.
Defense, they don't really do any. Lamar doesn't really do any commercials or anything.
True.
I'm Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, it's true.
Kermit the Frog. I hope Pat Mahomes here.
That didn't sound anything like Kermit the Frog or Pat Mahomes.
I know. I was just saying.
Not even close. Cody, great impression.
I'm Cody. You want to hear my impression of Pat Mahomes? Want to hear me do it again?
No, you forgot. There needs to be some pauses in there. I'm Pat.
I am Pat
Mahomes. Let's wrap up NFL real quick. Finish with our last points. Do y'all have one last point you want to get out there? Throw out into the universe?
I'll go first. Football in Texas. Not a great thing. In general. Texans.
No,
Cowboys,
not at all.
Every college Texas team.
Texas teams.
Not good. And for the Texans, I bet they're missing DeAndre Hopkins right now because hey, the Cardinals are real.
Yeah, they are.
How about that segue? I started in Texas, ended up in Arizona.
They are legit. Yeah, and I guess that'll be my point. Arizona is definitely legit. I think another point I make is Russell Wilson. He's got a little bit of a kryptonite with Arizona, I guess, with those 3 picks. He did not look as strong as he normally does. Some of those passes were freaking insane, but not as sharp as he's been before. Maybe Seattle's not exactly the number 1 team in the NFC East. Maybe there's a chance that they could slip up in the
Russ has had games like that before, and he always bounces back. So I'm not really chalking it up too much.
Every quarterback has a bad game.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was horrible last week, and he came out and here's my point. He was terrific against, it was the Texans, but he and Devontae Adams destroyed them.
Of course.
Devontae Adams had a nice little 196-yard, 2-touchdown game for my fantasy team.
Okay, let's talk some college football. I think we got to start with that freaking Indiana upset. Y'all see that reach? Golly.
That was a hell of a reach. That was better reach than MJ in Space Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had visions of that and like Inspector Gadget. He had like Go-Go Gadget arms that just extended. That thing was crazy. I was like, there's no way he's going to make this. And he just freaking whoop.
Inspector Gadget.
Now, was that ball on the line? Probably.
Yeah.
But who cares? It's fun to see Penn State lose. I think it's pretty
absolutely.
Nice.
Real quick, Penn State lose and Ohio State lose.
Whoa, we're not going to see Ohio State lose.
What the hell is a Nittany Lion?
I think it's a lion that's like doesn't have the, what's it called? When the male lions have like the fro or whatever.
Penis.
No. But I guess that's probably true. They're probably female lions, aren't they? Because they don't have like the fro on them.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense though.
It's not a real animal.
They like knitted a lion.
Then why aren't they like a liger or something?
Hell, I'd be a liger.
Or a unicorn.
It's my spirit animal.
My horse can pierce the sky.
Nobody gets that right.
No, I have no idea what the hell that was. I just gave you a pity laugh.
Thank you. I appreciate your pity laugh.
Yeah, so Penn State, first Big Ten school to be upset. Really, in the first week. How about that? And then y'all saw Rutgers got a dub.
For the first time in forever.
What would you feel worse about, losing your first game as Penn State against Indiana or losing as Michigan State against Rutgers?
Yeah, I mean,
and then having to listen to me sing.
Yeah, I was about to say that's about as bad as Cody's singing voice.
Yeah,
which isn't too bad. No. What other games were going on? Let's see. Yeah, Ohio State dominated Nebraska as expected.
Cincinnati destroyed SMU.
Yes.
Yeah, who got that pick right? One of the few picks I got right.
Hey, yeah, okay, you're going to brag. Hey, how about Michigan and Minnesota?
Yeah, Minnesota sucks. So is Ohio State and Michigan, should they just like move to another conference? I feel like we're at a point where they're always head and shoulders above everyone else in the Big Ten.
And they were also like, at the beginning, weren't they like the only two teams that wanted to play?
And Nebraska. Yeah, we see how that paid off for them.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
We want to play. And then they lose 52-17. No, we don't want to play.
They were up 7-0 in the first few minutes. And then Justin Fields walked on the field.
Yeah, exactly.
Justin Fields was really good. 20 for 21 for basically 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. It looks just effortless for him.
Yeah.
But when you're playing Nebraska defense, it's probably not that hard, let's be honest.
Very true. Nebraska
when you have guys that are literally faster than anyone else.
Nebraska hasn't been worth anything since they left the Big 12.
What do you have to add, Q?
What about Mertz? Graham Mertz.
Oh, Mr. Coven.
At Wisconsin? Yeah. Who got Coven, who's going to be out for 2 weeks now?
Yeah, but
possibly 3.
He looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He did look good. He was nearly perfect, too.
Yeah. That was 20 of 21, 248 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Have y'all noticed, I've noticed this theme in college and NFL. It seems like QBs are way more efficient than usual. Like, it seems like we're getting a lot of these, like, 70, 80, 90% completion rate in some of these games.
These defenses have been at they haven't really practiced that much because COVID had the Big Ten shut down. They haven't had tune-up games. Like, you've seen a lot of the
they didn't have scrimmages. Like, that's how bad it's been.
Yeah, like the top-tier schools, their defenses have been good. Like, Clemson's defense has been great. But even Alabama's defense hasn't really been as sharp as it usually is.
Yeah, well, I think Jonathan would say because the defense is actually not that good.
Yeah.
It's not that they're sharp.
Well, it still has 4 and 5 star paid players on it.
Yeah.
But still, they go 20 and 21 a game, have 2 QBs. Yeah, this seems very out of the usual. Like, how bad can defenses really be? Is there something else that's actually happening?
They haven't had a tune-up game, so this is their first look. They don't. The only film they have on their opponents from last season, I don't know how much film there was on the Wisconsin quarterback. So
look, can't I just believe that Mertz is like the bionic man?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
But did the bionic man ever get COVID?
I mean, I'm sure at one point. I mean, it wasn't a thing, but if he was around.
At this rate, everyone's gonna have COVID. So bionic man probably had COVID at some point.
Yeah. Very true.
Makes sense. Let's see other games. I think we're done with the Big Ten, unless there's unless you guys want to talk about Iowa football or something like that.
Yes, Iowa football, the best.
No.
Roast the Big 12. The Big 12 sucks. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, basically.
Well,
Oklahoma State
and Iowa State are pretty good. Everyone else sucks.
Good. I think Iowa State, I don't know if I've been saying this the last couple of weeks, but they have all the pieces. It's just their QB is just like, I don't know. He's super talented, but the decisions that he makes are so reckless. He literally plays like me, how I used to play in Madden, where I literally just drop back the pass and just scramble around and just chuck the ball last minute. Like that's literally the style he plays with. He's just so damn reckless. I feel like Iowa State could have won this game if they had a more conservative quarterback. That's my guess. But Oklahoma State looks really good.
Hey, don't get political now.
Conservative in his style, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
No, actually, I hate these liberal QB. These damn. Let me put on the MAGA hat. No. JK. Yeah, these teams their defenses are really good. Who would have thought that the two best teams in the Big 12, their defenses would be leading the way? Not me. Did not expect that.
No.
Who would have thought
not in a million years.
The Big 12 is the best defensive Power 5 conference in yards per game. I saw that today.
What the hell?
Yeah. Counting the Big Ten.
Pac-12 is not going to change that unless there's some crazy thing going on with them. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's 2020.
The Big Ten will eventually be the number one team unless Ohio State starts getting 800 yards a game. And
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Wisconsin game, 52 points. Nebraska game was what? 69? Nice. Penn State, Indiana was 71. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe if you're playing Iowa, but
Iowa will help lower it with their 300 combined total yards.
And probably like their 30 combined points throughout the whole year.
There we go, 30.
So I have two things to add here. One, first off, what teams, if any, do you think are going to go undefeated this year?
Well, obviously Clemson, and Ohio State.
Okay.
And Alabama.
Outside of them.
I don't know.
BYU?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Probably will. Yeah.
BYU,
yes.
I think, has a good chance. Cincinnati has a good chance. Do they play each other? That's why I wonder.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm going to look up BYU's schedule.
I'm going to look up Cincinnati's schedule.
Too? Marshall has a good chance going undefeated.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty surprising.
And I think Coastal Carolina. I think they're undefeated too.
Hey, we are Marshall.
Marshall.
That's totally not how it goes.
Yes, it is.
That's definitely how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the toughest team BYU has left on their schedule is Boise.
And you never count out Boise.
You don't count out Boise.
But the way BYU looks, true.
I dropped the F-bomb, my bad.
Yeah, and he said hook a ladder in their ass. Interesting.
You don't remember that? The massive upset they had against Oklahoma?
No. Just the way you chose to phrase that was very interesting. I don't know what you and your girl are into, but keep that out of the podcast, sir.
Ladders and hooks, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Is there a mute button for Quentin?
I wish. I really wish. So those teams could all go undefeated. I think the Mountain West, there could be some teams that go undefeated in that too. But who knows? No one really cares about the Mountain West.
So BYU,
I forgot that they played.
They're sitting here at 11 right now in the nation. So if they go undefeated, do you think they may squeeze in?
Possible. Well, they're gonna need some help, obviously.
Undefeated BYU is not getting in over one loss Texas A&M, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, Texas A&M won't have one loss. Let's be honest.
They'll lose to Arkansas.
They'll lose another one. I hope so.
I don't think they'll lose to Arkansas. I think they may have a shot to lose against LSU or Auburn.
Yeah, Bo Nix.
Not Bo Picks. Come on now. Bo Picks lost again.
Oklahoma State could go.
Oh my gosh, they could. I don't think they will though. I still feel like the Big 12 is going to cannibalize itself. I think Oklahoma State will lose eventually. Will they lose against Texas this week? Probably not.
They're back
to over 300 or over 500
for now.
Well, it's a weird season because like you have so many teams playing not very good teams, and like the matchups, which is why our like first like 4 weeks of pick'ems were terrible, and we all picked the same thing. I mean, because this week we only have one matchup where it's a ranked versus a ranked, and that's Ohio State versus Penn State.
Yeah, just wait till the Friday episode. Those picks are going to be absolute garbage. We might all pick the same teams.
Yeah.
And I will remain under I'll probably somehow remain under 500.
Of course.
Those teams will still lose somehow. It's just my luck. SEC, anything that stood out? Alabama dominated again.
They lost their star receiver.
Oh, yeah, Jalen Waddle. Yeah. He had a very similar injury to Dak Prescott, like almost identical, it looked like. Yeah, he got rolled up under, broke his shin, right?
He was probably going to go top 15 too, huh?
Yeah, he still could.
Maybe.
Yeah, he really was a special player. Yeah. We'll obviously got to see how the recovery will be with him.
I still think Bama goes undefeated until the playoffs.
Yeah, they have so many weapons.
Only team they could. Yeah, their offense is miles ahead of anyone else in the Big 12. The only chance of them losing again would be in the SEC championship game.
Wait,
and that'd be probably
against the Big 12 team playing in the SEC championship game.
Who did I say?
You just said their offense is miles ahead of anyone in the Big 12.
Did I say Big 12?
No, I thought you said SEC.
No,
I said SEC too.
I didn't catch that. Big 12.
Well, I'll listen to the audio later. If I said SEC, Cody, I'm whooping your ass. I'm driving up to Dallas.
It's okay. You won't have to.
Oh, yeah.
My car won't make it there anyways.
You can't find him at Disney World.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I probably could. He's probably one of the few people that's actually going to be there.
You can just see Cody on the merry-go-round with an ice cream cone just going back and forth.
Yeah, and I'll be assertive and slap that ice cream cone out of his hand.
Hey, you still have to find a way to get
here. My ice cream cone. Oh God.
What else? Yeah, so Cincinnati killed SMU. Shane Buechele, not as good as everyone thinks. Possibly? Question mark? I don't know.
Our silence. Yeah, our silence is an agreement.
Oh, hey, earlier, Tyler, you were talking about the Patriots trading a running back to the Dolphins for Fitzmagic. I don't think the Dolphins would do that trade because they could just get a running back in like the 5th round and Ellinger.
Ha ha ha. That was a very long joke.
Yeah, that was not great.
I just had to make fun of Texas.
I give you a D+.
Thank you. I got a plus.
Honestly, the more I watch Ellinger, I think you guys made a comparison. He plays like Dak Prescott. He's honestly, I think he might have a decent career in the NFL. He's big, strong, physical, so he won't be injury prone. I don't know what it is. He takes a lot of shots and he never gets hurt. But
Ellinger,
he's a solid thrower too. He's not a guy that's gonna be like Pat Mahomes slanging around the field, but he makes the right decisions and he completes.
He's gonna be like,
and he puts it where his receivers.
He's gonna be like the first 3 years Dak Prescott.
Yeah, most likely. But Dak brought Mississippi State to a number 1 ranking, and then got destroyed. Texas, but still.
I mean, we got to the top 10 with Ellinger at one point, I think.
Longhorn Nation.
Probably a few points, and then we always lost.
Bringing Mississippi State to a number 1 ranking is more impressive to me.
Yep.
Those are like 3 and 4 stars. Those guys aren't 5-star athletes.
They're not even. I don't even think they're 4 stars.
Probably not.
I mean, wasn't that back when Alabama wasn't dominating the SEC though?
Yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so take that with a grain of salt.
It was the year that I think Alabama made the college football playoff that year. It was the year TCU and Baylor and Ohio State had all that, and Bo Wallace was Ole Miss's quarterback. But
they really like the guy named Bo.
Yeah, quarterbacks in the SEC named Bo. Not a good combination.
Not at all. Yeah, Bo Picks lost again. Y'all watch that game at all?
No.
No. I've enjoyed watching Auburn football because it doesn't matter if they have a lead or are playing well. At some point, it just turns awful.
Yeah,
no,
that's accurate.
Did they end up winning that game? No, they did beat Ole Miss.
Didn't the officials bail them out?
Oh, yeah, the official. That's right. No, they got bailed out by the officials again because the ball clearly hit that guy's hand, but they didn't even bother to review it, and then they went on to score. Some bullshit. I really enjoy the SEC going out of their way to save Auburn. It's unbelievable. But yeah, glad y'all are not jumping in to help me with that one.
Yeah, we didn't watch it, so.
What games did y'all watch?
Yes,
I don't remember. I watched a few.
The only game I watched was the first half of the Oklahoma play in Fort Worth for some reason. I don't know. They didn't really play a team, but Oklahoma was there.
Yeah, I tried to watch that game against the TBDs, and I was bored out of my mind.
They're so horrible. I honestly think it's the worst TCU team under Gary Patterson.
Yeah, I think you'd be right. Probably, yeah. And I don't even think it'd be close.
I think he had one team where they only won
and they still beat Texas.
2 or 3 games, and they were horrible. Yeah, they still beat Texas. That's all that matters.
They still beat Texas.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm just thinking the Stephen A. Smith meme where he's just like, it's playing that one song in the background. It's like black and white. He's just like looking down at the ground. That's me right now. I am suffering. I am in no mood today. It's one of the worst days I've had in a long time. That's literally me. Every time I think of Texas football. Although they beat Baylor. Not saying much. Baylor's garbage.
We were worshiping Baylor like 3 weeks ago, and then Baylor turned into garbage.
I will never worship Baylor.
Yeah, I think COVID really screwed them over. Yeah. They're a better team than they actually look. But to be out so many weeks like that, that just ruins your season. You got no chance.
Matt Rule would have kept it together.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously. He didn't have to start his first year in a COVID season.
That's true. Well, he started his first year in Carolina in a COVID season.
Well, Carolina has a lot more talent than Baylor.
Between Baylor and an NFL team.
Yeah, exactly. NFL team.
Yes.
Can build a lot easier.
Not the Jets or the Cowboys right now, but yeah,
Well, the Jets are basically a college team, and not
what about
a good
the Cowboys?
Let me ask y'all. I love throwing out one of these questions. Would Alabama or Clemson beat the Jets right now?
Not Clemson, but maybe Bama.
You don't think Clemson would?
I think Clemson's a better team than Alabama.
I think so.
Across the board. I think
Ohio State. I think Ohio State's better than Alabama.
I think Alabama has more talent, in my opinion. More talented players. I think Clemson's a better team. And so I don't know. I mean, I'd give them both a fair running.
Yeah, give me a score, and let's just pick one. Let's say Clemson's playing the Jets.
I'd be like
Clemson's home. Let's say Clemson's home. What's the final score of this game?
21-18.
20. I think it's a shootout.
How did you get to that score?
I don't know.
18.
I don't even know how you come up with 18.
Peyton Manning lover over here. I don't know how you got to 18.
How would I even get to 18? I don't even know. A safety?
Safety and a shit ton of field goals. Only field goals.
Safety and a missed extra point. There you go.
Or two touchdowns with two. Oh no, never mind.
2-point conversion. 2-point conversion late in the game.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Down 21-10.
But I could see Clemson Jets having a shootout. I think Clemson would probably just lose somehow. I could see it like in the 40s. Jets aren't stopping.
They accidentally send out the girl that looks like Trevor Lawrence on the final drive, and Clemson loses.
She still leads the drive down the field, but then they miss a field goal. It's not her fault.
And it just proves anyone can do good in that Clemson whatever system. There it is. Yeah.
System. Hey, that's what
Clemson, whatever, man.
Trevor Lawrence is good, but he's not as good as everybody's saying.
Justin Fields.
Well, we'll see.
I do think Justin Fields is better.
I've only seen one game of his so far, so.
I agreed.
I know.
You didn't convince me of it. I just agreed with what you said.
I don't know.
No, I said, yeah, I guess I could see it your way. That's not you convincing.
Have it your way.
Mr. I convinced you of it.
Was that Burger King?
Yes. Anyways, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Let me see. Trying to think if there's anything we left out. We're kind of into this. We've had a couple weeks of college football season. Just right now, who would you pick to win it all?
I'm guessing I'm probably Clemson or Ohio State.
Cody, you thinking Ohio State? Sounds like you're loving Ohio State. You sound like Herb Street.
Yeah, I'll go Ohio State.
Yikes.
I have the same championship matchup as Clinton now. Or whoever. I think they're the two best teams. Knowing the committee, they'll match them up in the first game.
Better question, I think, would be who do you think's in the playoffs?
Yeah, I wonder who that fourth team is going to be. It's going to be Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. Is it going to be Oklahoma State? Is it going to be Georgia somehow?
A&M maybe?
Piss me off. Hell no.
I mean,
A&M's going to lose another one.
I don't know, man.
How can you, I don't think you can be in the playoffs if you can't even win your division. That's bullshit.
Yep.
I don't know, because that'd be weird, because Georgia, if they would lose to Bama in the SEC championship, that means both their losses on the only two losses on the season were to Bama, and A&M's only one loss on the season would be to Bama. So that would be weird.
Yeah.
Georgia doesn't play
A&M, course not.
do they?
No. So, yeah. Gosh, how do you decide that, Both teams only lost?
Give it to Cincinnati or BYU, who will be undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you'd have, in my opinion,
just to watch it get blown
it's the COVID season. It's going to have an asterisk.
Hell, freaking put BYU in there and let Mitt Romney's kid run all over him.
Let the Fighting Mormons go.
I mean, that Romney's a great player, but that QB I honestly think is he can sling on some of those teams.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
BYU would still have no chance, but he would still put up some points on those teams.
What do you think a line with BYU versus Bama would look like?
Bama by, I'd go 20.5.
20.5? Oof. I would say let me go with Q's number 18.
I don't know where I came up with the number 18, honestly. It was just the first thing that popped in my head.
The question would be, what would the over-under be?
That probably 70. I'm going to 79.5.
And I'm hammering over. Who cares?
Yeah, actually, no. It probably needs to be higher, but they usually set lowers for shootouts, or set it lower for a shootout. Yeah,
and it seems like those high-scoring games, they always get a little bit lower than everyone expects. And it just makes me want a bigger playoff, though, even more. I want to see matchups like this where we get BYU, Alabama in the first round.
Exactly.
Have Marshall playing Clemson. Have Cincinnati playing Ohio State. Oklahoma State and Texas A&M can play each other. Who cares? That'd be freaking great. Throw in Coastal Carolina. Let's expand this even more. Let's go 32 teams. Coastal Carolina is like the 20.
He just wants to see UT in it.
That'd be awesome.
Just think of the upsets, man.
Oh, no, we still wouldn't be in it. We're not top 50
about 95% of the time. Obviously, the higher seed's going to win, but just think of the upset. You're going to make some crazy storylines and get some good football.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it'd be like college basketball. No. Except for like those 1 versus 16 matchups. So those would be like the Clemson.
I think they should do a 1-16 and eliminate conference championships.
Yeah.
Nah, I would appreciate if it was like college basketball and have them get like an automatic bid if they win their conference.
They always complain that it's too many games.
I like that they got rid of. Yeah, I like that they got rid of some of these out of conference games. I kind of like.
I think that they need to.
But they would never do that.
I think they need to take the out of conference out and then put in more playoffs. I think that would make it more fun.
FBS teams shouldn't be allowed to play FCS teams. I get it's a source of revenue, but come on.
Yeah, if we get to the point where FBS players are getting paid and then at the same time FCS is not getting funding from these schools, FCS is just going to fall apart. I don't think we could ever get to that. So I think what I'd say is just like maybe get rid of one of those games where like A&M plays like,
Abilene.
I don't know, Texas State or plays one of those teams. It's not FCS, but like one of the shitty FBS. Like,
A&M loves to put those free wins in there.
Yeah, just eventually lose to a better school. It's like that's always what happens.
They're like, oh, we had Clemson, and then play Texas State and Abilene Christian.
But you never beat Clemson, so what does it matter if you're always just like falling short? Like nobody remembers the third or fourth best sprinter in the Olympics. It's always number one. Like it's basically A&M. They're not Usain Bolt. There's some scrub on the American team that's getting burned.
I had an A&M fan brag to me that we finished third place like 3 straight years in the SEC West.
That's like
who cares? Aggies people are just so prideful about things
because they don't matter
and don't actually carry away. Exactly. Well, anyways, that's a great note to finish. A&M does not.
All right, jumping on over to baseball, the Dodgers have a 3-2 lead in the World Series. Heading into Game 6, Game 4 was probably the craziest World Series game I've ever seen. You want to talk about that some point?
Craziest World Series game outside of 2011 Game 6, but
Don't
yes.
talk about that.
But no, that was honestly might have been one of the craziest endings to a baseball game I've ever seen in my life. The Dodgers already should be World Series champions by all means. To blow that game in the way they did is historically like insane. And Randy Arozarena just falling down around the bases and the catcher just whiffing on the ball and everything about that, man, was just wild. But I mean, they had Kershaw on the bump last night and I mean, he did his job, man. It wasn't super pretty of a game, but Kershaw got it done. And honestly, Kershaw deserves a World Series win. And
especially after what the Astros did.
Oh, exactly. Especially after getting robbed from the Astros. I mean, everybody knows the Astros cheated and robbed him and basically almost robbed Yu Darvish of a career.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for him coming back and working his way back to what he's become now, I mean, he would have been done.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people thought he was done. And so it's good on him for coming back. But yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. I do think that the Dodgers probably close it out tomorrow. I don't know. Really, I don't know. I mean, the Rays have been surprising. They don't have much quit in them, man. And I'll tell you what, Randy Arozarena has turned into a superstar right in front of our eyes.
Oh my gosh, he's been incredible.
He has, man. It's insane. He's quick. He's athletic. He does everything on the field pretty dang well.
Yeah, I agree.
He just set the record for most hits in a single postseason ever.
Yeah, well, it's also been the longest postseason ever, but
yeah, I mean, still,
I get your point.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like pretty impressive. I mean, he's been incredible. I mean, that's 27 hits this postseason. I mean, come on, that's pretty awesome. Even with a long postseason, that'd be awesome. I mean, that'd be awesome in freaking
however many game span it actually is.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, he's been incredible. He's making plays all over. I mean, with what happened in Game 4, the reason that happened was because Bellinger was out and couldn't play center field, and so I think being at full strength, I just don't see any way that the Dodgers don't close it out. But hey, we've seen them do stupid things before.
Yeah, they're the Dodgers. They're basically the 2010 and 11 Rangers reincarnated.
Yeah, basically. Do you know who's on the hill tomorrow for the Dodgers?
I can pull it up. I would assume if the series goes to Game 7, they'll have Walker Buehler on the mound. Okay,
That's
so
right,
Game 6, the matchup's going to be Snell against Gonsolin.
See, that's what's crazy though, because Snell can put up a big game, and they really need him to come out and be firing on all cylinders to even have a shot in this.
They have to have him do it.
Yeah, I mean that's the guy you want though. That's why you pay him. He has a Cy Young under his belt, and he's the guy you need to really just step up and be the pitcher he was when he won that Cy Young that year.
Yep, exactly.
But it's really other than this, this for all marbles, man. It's exciting to see, and this has been a really, really memorable World Series for such a crazy ass season. And I'm excited to see it. I've been watching it more vividly than I have pretty much any World Series in a while, honestly.
Yeah,
because it's just been more entertaining. It's just been fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's been a fun playoffs.
It really has.
Especially with Tampa eliminating the Astros and the ALCS, which it's always great to see Houston lose.
Yeah, Tampa Bay has kind of become America's team over the last couple of weeks here, and there's been a lot of Randy Arozarena jerseys bought.
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, man. There's honestly not a whole lot to go over about this. You can go off about the first few games and everything, but everything's kind of painted out already. It's just whether or not Blake Snell can just hold down this lineup.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cut and dry. What happens? It's going to be fun. Tampa Bay is going to pull out everyone, I'd assume, for the game that they can, so they don't. Because they're fighting for their lives. It's potentially their last game of the season.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're going to pull out every single stop. They're going to use every pitcher they got. They're going to they're going to go all out for it. And it's pretty crazy, man. I saw the other day, I believe, Mookie Betts, who has been playing phenomenal. So has Corey Seager. But Mookie Betts has been making some insane catches. I think he just stole the most bases, and he's first player to hit a home run, steal 2 bases, and score 2 runs in a World Series game ever.
Wow.
He's the only person ever to have 2 Taco Bell steal bases too. Won everybody free tacos twice.
That's legendary right there.
Yeah, exactly. He's every bit worth that contract, and just the guy's awesome, man. He's not the best player in baseball. Mike Trout is that by far, but I really do think that he is the second best player in baseball.
Yeah, he gives Trout a run for his money, but he's.
He doesn't. Mike Trout
at times he does.
Yeah, at times when he's playing when he's playing at his tops level, he can give him a run for his money. But if you look at it, Mike Trout has 302 home runs so far in his career, 74.4 BWAR.
What's that? Just for the people that don't watch or pay attention that closely.
What's BWAR?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a type of WAR. It's they use BWAR or RWAR to refer to Baseball Reference's calculation. It's wins above replacement basically. But it means man, what does the B mean again? It calculates slightly different than WAR. It's just basically it's just tells a player's value.
Okay.
But each one uses a different one. because F WAR is Fangraphs WAR and B WAR is Baseball References WAR, but they basically calculate everything the same, just slightly different. And so there's not a whole lot to it. I just think Baseball Reference is a little bit better. I mean, and they're a dinosaur. They've been around forever anyways too. So I mean, they record everything on the planet. Just
wanted you to explain it to the people that don't really like Tyler, that have no clue what we're talking about. Yeah,
absolutely. I get it. Yeah, baseball stats are weird, man. There's a lot to go off of. I mean, there's a number for everything. So it's a little hard to explain sometimes, but basically it just means that a player is valuable. And it basically rates Mike Trout as basically 74 minus 45 as 37 points. 37 points more valuable than Mookie Betts, and they're only a year apart from each other in age. And so it's really not a debate. I mean, Mike Trout's been in the league a little longer, but I mean, it's Mike Trout by a million.
Yeah, I agree.
But man, I got a question for you real quick. Who do you think would be your World Series MVP?
World Series MVP
right now, like if the Dodgers win tomorrow.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think Walker Buehler makes a case for it, but very rarely do pitchers win the award.
So I think it's Corey Seager. Yeah, I was about to say Corey Seager. There's only been 5 players ever to hit 8 home runs in a single postseason, and Corey Seager's one of them. That's Barry Bonds, Nelson Cruz, Carlos Beltran, Randy Arozarena, who's another one, which is insane that he's came out of nowhere and just done this, and then Corey Seager. And so, I mean, he was the NLCS MVP. That's when he hit the 5 home runs. Also, when Randy Arozarena hit 5 home runs, which is just insane. And I mean, his OPS throughout each has been insane. He's been getting better as the year gone on. He had a 943 regular season OPS, 1.012 in LDS OPS, 1.230 in NCL or NLCS, and now has a 1.432 in the World Series. And so he's just getting better and better and better. And he's turning into that player that everybody thought he was about to become. And I mean, he has a 344 average throughout the postseason and a 434 OBP. He's just killing it, man. Yeah,
he's been insane. You're probably right. He's more than likely going to win it if the Dodgers win. If the Rays
8 total home runs.
Yeah,
for him this postseason.
If the Rays win, we know who's winning the World.
Oh yeah,
World Series
by far.
Yeah. So jumping back to the series, you think the Dodgers wrap it up tonight? This episode's coming on the night of the game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I do. Yeah, I think they do. I really do think they do. I think the one shot that the Rays have is if Blake Snell comes out and just shuts them down. But other than that, I think it's over. And I think the Dodgers are your 2020 World Series champions, and first time since '88.
Yeah, well, it should be their second time since '88, but cheaters happen.
But yeah,
I think that's going to do it for baseball. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's about it.
All right, cool deal.
Okay, that does it for our show. We'll be back on a Friday with our preview episode of the games for this weekend. Make sure you hit subscribe on whatever you're listening to. Either it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Make sure you follow us on social media at Texas 3-Step. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And come back on Friday for our next show. We'll see y'all later.
Thanks, guys.
Adios.
Deuces.